Hey, I am live. Hello and welcome to Living Abroad. My name is Alex and I'm here today in Cebu, Philippines. And we're going to talk about all the different things. What are we talking about today? Oh, yeah, five pros and five cons about retiring in the Philippines. I'm going to get into it once we have some people watching this. It's hard for me to see exactly how many people are on here. It just kind of populates after a minute or two. So if you can hear me and see me, please let me know in the comment section. We're here today for our scheduled Thursday night, 9 p.m. Philippines time live stream. And I'm usually doing this because most of my live streams are during the day. And this is a chance for whoever is not here during the day can join me in the evening. So let's get into it. I'm going to tell you guys five pros and five cons about retiring in the Philippines. Um, so if you could just let me know in the comment section if you can hear me and see me, that'll be much appreciated. Then we'll get started. Oh, before we get going, one quick thing. Actually, I'm gonna bring this up later, but first of all, Inday Morning Daily Vlog is here. Hi, watching you from the Philippines. Hello and welcome to the channel. Jen Linsag is here. Hello, Jen. How are you? And welcome to the live stream. So I guess people are slowly creeping in. Let me know if you guys can hear me and see me, and we'll get rolling. Yeah, so today's been warm as usual. It didn't rain actually that much. It is rainy season in the Philippines. So these days it rains for about an hour or two sometimes and kind of goes away and the sun comes back up. Gurkha 9 is here. Good connection. Excellent. I'm glad. So the live streams are always like a crapshoot. Sometimes they go well, sometimes they don't. Sometimes we got connectivity issues. Sometimes we don't. But so far, so good. Let's get all the hellos out of the way and we'll jump into the first pro and con about retiring in the Philippines. Good evening, Alex. Howdy, says Margie Thomas. Good evening. Welcome to here. Julietta's here. Hello. Hi, Julietta. Oh, and Sab Sab one is also here. Hello from Kuwait. Kuwait. What a cool country. Alfred Cluse is here. Hello, Alfred. Hi, Alex. Alfred and I sometimes communicate through email, so I'm glad that he's here today during the live stream. I know it must be in the morning in the East Coast in Canada and the US for sure. Steve's here. Good evening. It's nice to live in the Philippines. Yes, it's nice to live in the Philippines for sure. Rain is a blessing because here it's about 122 Fahrenheit. Damn, Kuwait be hot. I don't even know how hot that is. Oh, Ben's here. Hello, Philippines Extremes, guys. So speaking of that, this Monday, the 19th, I have my first live greet, greet meet and greet. So if you're in Cebu area, please join me on Monday. I have the details in the community tab, so check out the channel, all the details there. I'm gonna repost it again, but I'm gonna have my first official live meet and greet with me. If you're in the area, you want to say hello to me. It's a free event. You come down. It's at One Nito here in on Archbishop Reyes Street, right near the Ayala Mall. If you're in Cebu City, just check that out. It's going to be there. It's going to be fun at 1 p.m. We'll get some people coming out saying hello. Uh, so there's no rain in Kuwait. All right, guys. So this list is from all the people I interviewed, my own experience, and the usual common answers that I get when I do my interviews of hundreds of foreigners so far. So let's start with pro number one. It's a no-brainer for sure. Cost of living. Now in the Philippines, right now, $1 goes about 55 pesos, and it's not just the value that's higher. It's actually the amount of things you can buy with that 55 pesos. For example, you can buy a bottle of water for only 20 pesos, for example, even cheaper, 15 pesos. And if you want to get it in bulk, you can probably get it for 10 pesos. So think about getting a bottle of water for about four or five bottles for about $1 if you want to be thinking that way, or at least two or three at a convenience store. That's how far your money goes. The cost of living here is for sure better than living in Canada or the US or many European countries. So your dollar goes a long way. And that can be, of course, applied to everything from your actual rental, from your food, everything you spent, your money goes a lot further here in the Philippines. Now, also, a lot of retirees are living off their pension. Maybe they have a little bit of income from their being a military veteran or some sort of like monthly budget. So it's difficult to live somewhere proper in the U.S. and Canada for a small amount, like let's say 1,500 bucks a month. But over here, your money can get you really, really far, and you can really do well for yourself with 1,500, which is about what am I doing here? So yeah, 75,000, 80,000 pesos. You could do really well here. Um, Margie says, I'll replay your live tomorrow. I'm already sleepy. I'm tired today. No problem, Margie. Have a good night. Thank you for stopping by and saying hello. Oh, wow. 60 Celsius. That's insane. So Kuwait is 60 degrees Celsius. Oh, that's the highest temperature. I'm going to do a conversion to see what 122 is. One moment. Fahrenheit to Celsius. Just so we can all. I wonder if I could share my screen with you guys. Wow, it's about 50 degrees Celsius in Kuwait today. Bill says, yo, hello from Punjab, India. Hello, sir. Thank you for being here on a live stream. So that was the first pro about retiring in the Philippines. Cost of living is much lower, and you can get your budget and spend it here and have a much more comfortable life just living here. Now, we're going to go back and forth between pros and cons. Con number one is traffic. Actually, let's switch that up. Con number one should be weather. The weather here, so it can get really rainy during rainy season, and what that does is really flood the streets sometimes. If you're living in areas that's not really ready for the traffic that's going on over there, and if it's flooding, you can't really get around. And that is also with typhoons and not hurricanes, just typhoons that happen in this region because, of course, it's an island, right? So everything that's around you can get hit with, typhoons. That if you're not ready for it, if you're living near the coast, that can obviously be dangerous. And also, it's very hot and humid most of the year. You're gonna get like really sweaty. So if you're not prepared for that, the weather can be a con for you. So that's con number one. Also, guys, if you have any pros and cons, leave them in the comment section. I'd love to read it. This is an open discussion as always, and we're gonna focus on many of your questions and comments throughout this live stream. Alfred Clue says, "Do you have any women subscribers?" Yeah, for sure. Mad females be checking the channel. Let's tell you exactly what the women subscribers numbers are percentage wise. So from the 86,000 subscribers now, hey, we're making our way up to 100,000 subscribers. Let's take a look and see how many of those are women. Audience. We have age. So let's change that to gender. What? No way. That can't be true. That's only for the past 28 days. So let's take a look at the gender. Apparently, it's 66% male and 33% female. No way. So one out of every 3 subscribers are female? I didn't know that. No, I don't believe it. Let's go ahead all time, lifetime of the channel. What? For realsies? That's incredible. I had no idea. So right now, according to the channel, check this out. We have 33% females and 63 or 36% females and 63% males. What? Oh, well, I can't tell. B Sadu. You got a picture of a man on your name, so you look like a guy to me. So I guess, yeah, you guys are gonna be males and females up in here. Regardless, yeah. So apparently, 1 out of every 3 people are female subscribers. I had no idea I had such a big audience of ladies. Maybe it's because of my handsome face, right? That could be one of the reasons. I'm just kidding. I mean, I'm not kidding about being handsome, but I know that's not the reason why people are subscribing to the channel. Anyway, so some little analytics. Right now, I'm doing a live. Okay, so earthquakes, that's another thing. And also, there's volcanoes and floods, right? So that could be the con number one. There are earthquakes, volcano eruptions, flooding whenever it rains, and of course, tropical typhoons coming through here, just causing havoc throughout the whole place, right? So that's definitely a con. If you're not, obviously, who wants that, right? But if you're not prepared for that, if you have no experience with that, that can be a real culture shock and just a way of living for you coming from a Western country, being in a tropical country. The natural disasters can be something you have to get adjusted to. I think a major volcano erupted recently, so I got to keep up with the news. But because I'm centrally in Cebu city itself, I'm not really affected directly with any of these stuff, at least not yet. So hopefully I don't experience any of that. But yeah, that's definitely a con. Now, let's go to pro number 2. Why you should retire in the Philippines is, so here's the good side. We already mentioned it. It's a tropical weather, hot and warm all year round. If you're coming from a place like Canada or a place that's cold for 6 months out of the year, like somewhere near Russia or whatever, you would definitely appreciate this as a pro. So the weather can be a con and a pro depending on your personal preferences, I guess. and what you are willing to put up with, right? So if you're okay with living maybe somewhere that's more landlocked and not landlocked, but more like obviously not near the water, and you can escape some of these natural disasters. You're not near a volcano, so you can really enjoy the actual hot weather in the Philippines. And what does that do? It allows you to visit the gorgeous beaches that are here, right? So there are countless beaches in the Philippines. I don't even know. Apparently, there's 7,000 islands. So I can't imagine how much fun you can have being a retiree and checking out all these beautiful beaches here in the Philippines. So the weather can be a pro and a con depending on you as a person and your preference. TSM Gerald's here. Hello from Guam. Hello, welcome. Before we go any further, guys, I just wanted to point out that recently I launched memberships. If you guys, last live stream, a few people signed up. So maybe during this live stream, if you guys are interested in becoming a member, I posted a link here. All you gotta do is click the link and you get to see the different tiers, the different levels of membership, and what you get for becoming a member. It starts off with just $4.99, less than the price of a coffee a month, and it directly contributes to the sustainability of this channel, allows me to keep growing and do bigger and better things, probably buy better equipment, visit beautiful places, and bring a lot more content for you guys behind the scenes. And the private jet tier is very fascinating. See if you can actually see how much it is and what I offer. Anyway, so if you have a chance, check out the memberships. Philippines Extreme says, TSM Gerald, I live in Dido and Tulafafufu, but now in Philippines. What is those names? I guess that's in Guam. I don't even know what they speak in Guam. English, I suppose. I have no idea. I know Guam is probably like a U.S. state. I have no idea. A U.S. what region? I know they got something with the states. So if you guys can sort that out for me. Rome with Joe says, thank you for showcasing our beautiful country. I'm new with vlogging, but I've been going around vlogging in the Philippines as well. I love your videos and I hope to see more. Hope you're enjoying Cebu. Thank you for the compliments and good luck with the vlogging. I hope you become big and successful. I hope you get 10 times the subscribers as I do, and I hope you make all your dreams come true. And I'm enjoying Cebu. Thank you for the kind words, as always. Sab Nan says, I was in the Philippines before COVID happened, but I can't handle the humidity there. It is pretty humid, I must say. It's pretty humid. Over here, it's very humid. I don't know how else to say it. I'm usually carrying around one of these bad boys for my head because it just gets too hot. You're sweating all the time. I'm taking multiple showers a day. I'm trying to hydrate. So I got a big old bottle of water right here. And, it can get to you if you really allow it to, like, ruin your day. You can get really hot. Yeah, so she was, I guess Sapsap Nun might be a female. I have no idea. Uh, June, July. Yeah, I guess it's pretty humid that time. It is rainy season. That's what I meant to say. A territory of the United States. All right, so number 2 pro was the weather. You can look at it positive or negative. Let's go to con number 2, which is traffic in the Philippines. The Philippines is growing. I see myself personally a lot of infrastructure being built around Cebu City specifically, and I can only imagine this is applying for all over actual Philippines. Now I know they just built a brand new bridge connecting Mactan to Cebu City itself. I see high-rise condos being put up very regularly. Like during the day, there's always hammering and just being built all the time. So what that does obviously brings in more people, a lot more population, whether it's locals coming from neighboring islands, provinces, or tourism, right? Because obviously the more you offer, because they have a new casino, I hear, a new mall, all these big things happening. I should really get out there and take a look. But the point is, Cebu, at least here, is growing. And I'm sure Manila has one of the worst traffic in the world from what I read and I hear. So traffic can be an issue here if you're driving here or if you're here for like just to get around. If you're not staying somewhere central, it can be a headache. And the traffic lights here I've seen as high as 180 seconds. That's a lot. So if you're waiting around 180 seconds for the light to turn green, you're going to be waiting a long time, right? So traffic can be really bad. That is con number 2. Oh, one more thing. Con number 1 for the flooding can also really affect con number 2. So when it floods, people can't move. A lot of motorcyclists here, a lot of cars here. The streets are not designed to handle this much rain. There's just a lot of rain sometimes, and that floods the streets, and it causes it like a deadlock, and people cannot move until the rain stops and the water kind of goes down. So keep that in mind. Roma Joe said, I appreciate that. We are neighbors. We are Negros at the moment, but originally from Cebu. You're right. It does get very humid, but that's part of the fun, I guess. yeah, it's definitely something you can't really focus on. And yeah, Mandawi traffic is a nightmare. It sure is. I think that's the area between Cebu City and actual Mactan, right? So before you go there, or right as you're coming in, it can be brutal. I really love Cebu, but I wish to stay there at least for a week or two. Yeah, Cebu is nice. There's a lot of things to do and see around here. I keep mentioning this. There's so many islands and beautiful places. So you should definitely check out Cebu. Yeah, I can't pin my comment, unfortunately. It's so weird. Um, so yeah, it's so strange. I'm trying to pin my comment so people can see the comment I made about signing up. I'm using StreamYard, but for some reason, StreamYard, oh wait, maybe it does. If you guys could do me a favor, this is my first time doing this. Can you guys tell me? I just pinned my Living Abroad membership link. I put a star next to it. Can you guys tell me if you guys can see that comment as pinned, or do you still have to scroll up and down to find it? That'll be great. Um, let's go back to what were we talking about here? Mandawi. Okay, so getting back to the list I made here, going back to pro number 3. So far we have cost of living as pro, the weather being beautiful, depending on how you look at it, being a pro. And number 3 is relationships and dating. So a lot of men come here specifically for that, and women should as well. I haven't seen any women that are from the West here dating Filipinas. The only person I know personally is Dorcas from Nigeria, who's a student here, and she's got her own channel as well. I'm sure you guys may have seen it by now. Um, that she's dating a Filipino guy. But aside from that, I don't see much. But I know Filipino guys are funny. They're always laughing. I can't generalize all of them, but I know I can speak for the men. Women here are caring and they're obviously attractive. They just take care of you. They're traditional. They're not as like woke as the West, and they don't have as high expectations physically. And I don't know. So dating here is a piece of cake. If you're coming here as a retired man and you're single and you want to find a proper woman that would, take care of you at that age as well, you can find many good women here. So dating comes in relationships at number 3 pro about the Philippines. Let's see what else we got here. Mandawi traffic, yes. Um, Samuel Mendoza here. Have you heard of any future plans of major rail system in the Philippines like they have in Bangkok? I haven't heard anything, and I'm not really sure if it's possible to the level of Bangkok. I mean, I guess Manila is pretty. No, I haven't heard of anything to be honest, and I'm sure it's gonna take a while before it gets even put out in play. And yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard anything. So the comment is not pinned. That's so weird. Maybe I could pin it through my. Let's do it this way. I'm gonna log into my YouTube, not use StreamYard, check out my own video, and see if I can pin it by being signed in as myself. That should be interesting. Come on, please stop. Ads on my own video. That's kind of ironic. Is that what that is? So I'm gonna find my. Let's see if I can pin this. No. So weird. Why can't? Oh, there we go. Pin message. So strange. All right. So let me know, guys, if that message has been pinned now. Sab Sabnan says the world is changing, Alex. Some Asian men are married to Arab girls. Yeah, I'm sure, of course. I'm not saying there's none here or none there, but majority are just Western men with Filipino women. I'm gonna say about 99.9%. I haven't seen a single one, and I speak to hundreds of people, and I see hundreds of people, so it's really rare to see that happening. I know a lot of times Western women like to go to the Caribbean because it's closer, I guess, right? They go to Jamaica, St. Lucia, Trinidad if they want to do like the whole passport bros thing, but reverse women, older women looking for younger men. So I guess Asia is just too far for them right now. If anybody knows anything about that, let me know. I'm curious about relationships as a woman dating a younger man from a different country. That'll be interesting. Maybe I'll meet somebody and interview them, but I haven't yet. So going to con. Oh, I found a piece of almond. Yeah. Anyways, going to con number 3 is unfortunately hospitals. Now, I'm not saying that the healthcare system or the nurses and the doctor quality. I'm saying the facilities, from what I understand. Now, I have been lucky enough not to see any hospitals when I'm traveling, but from hearing stories of people dying by not being able to get to the hospital, by not having equipment at some hospitals. It seems like that you need to be at least centrally located or close to a hospital if you're retiring here in the Philippines, because as of right now, the facilities are lacking because over here, just like many other countries, they have a public system and a private system. And of course, if you're paying privately, you get better services and have better equipment. Now, if you're retiring here full time, that's something you definitely have to look into, do some research. In the last live stream, somebody mentioned a few very good hospitals in Manila area. I think two of them were there, but nothing really around Cebu. And if you're living in the provinces where you might be if you're retired, you might have trouble getting to these hospitals, especially if there's traffic on the roads, the flooding on the road, and the infrastructure for the roads is just not there for you yet to travel easily. You don't want to be dying on the way to a hospital. So that could be a concern if you're coming here. That will be con number 3 is access to healthcare. Oh, something else we're gonna do by the end of this live stream. I'm gonna check with Chat GPT and see what 5 pros and 5 cons it has to offer, or we'll see if any of them are the same as mine. I haven't looked at Chat GPT yet because I want to give you guys my own personal pros and cons of the Philippines before moving on. Now, let's go on to some comments and then we'll get back to my list here. Christopher Leroy says, now it's pinned. Did you give yourself a thumbs up? I never do that. It feels weird to give myself a thumbs up, but I'm glad that it's pinned now. So whoever wants to check out memberships can check out that message. But thank you for letting me know, Christopher. Sub None says, I think I saw an American lady with a Filipino husband boarded with us in the same plane. And also I saw a Filipino guy with his European girlfriend. Now, that's cool, but do they meet here? Do they meet abroad? That's the big thing. Do they come here to meet each other, right? So, of course, when you're living abroad, you interact with, like, for example, in Canada, there's a lot of Filipinos, and if you start dating them, you're just dating another Western woman that happens to be Filipino, right? So, I think there'll be a lot of differences as well where and how they meet, right? But I'm glad that you saw it. I'm sure I've seen them too, but I'm saying with my general walking around here, I haven't seen it. On airplanes and airports, chances are very high, of course, because that's where they meet and that's how they travel, right? Food is so hard here, bro. David says, yeah, the food can be if you don't know where to eat and what to eat. And for example, someone like myself that doesn't eat pork or fish, really, I'm really not fair to the Filipino cuisine because I'm cutting out the major famous foods here. So I tend to not mention food too often anymore because I did have some very good Filipino food. So I know it's out there. I think it's just a matter of finding where to eat, what to eat, and who's cooking it because it's a big difference in all those categories, right? Miss Ice Cream. Hi, good evening. It's me again, Jill Navarro, 21 years old, watching from Tacloban City, Leyte. Hello, Miss Ice Cream. Welcome to the live stream and thank you for watching. Guys, so this Thursday night crowd isn't as busy or as populated as the daytime ones, but feel free to ask your questions, your comments. I'm going to try to push this live stream at least to an hour, unless you guys can keep us all entertained by asking your questions. So take a second to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and ask your questions, or feel free to check out memberships, super chat, super stickers. That's my shameless plug right there. Now, Sam Sabnan says, I do agree, Alex. My sister got so sick with high fever when we were in El Nido, and the nearest health center was 2 hours away. Yeah, so that's the thing. If you do, let's say you got some sort of snake bite, I don't know, or some an emergency where you got to be treated immediately, it might take a while to get there. So, and I am embarrassed to say that I don't even know where the nearest hospital is right now to me. So, do your research when you're coming here. If you're planning to live here long term, figure that out before you build a house, buy a house, or plant your roots somewhere permanently because you don't want to be caught, you know, stranded somewhere needing medical assistance. Saf Samnad says the center was so small. We paid for new bed sheets and tube, etc. So much expenses. I mean, in Kuwait, it's way affordable even for expats. Yeah, over here. So I guess if it's not up to your standards and you want better stuff according to what they consider better, then you might have to pay for it, right? So, um, yeah. So thank you for sharing your experiences, Sab Nan. That means a lot because we have firsthand experience from someone that experienced it. Now, of course, that doesn't mean all of the Philippines is like that, but you experienced it, and many other people experienced similar things. So I would say to do some research before coming here. Going on to con number 4. is, what am I writing here? Oh, so Filipino time. Yeah, nobody can read this. First of all, look at my writing. That is embarrassing. Anyhow, I write better. I just don't want to because I'm the only one reading. Going on to con number 4 is Filipino time. Now, what does that mean? That means things are slow here. And whether you're meeting somebody, whether you're at the grocery store, you're at the bank trying to get some money, if you're just doing whatever you're doing, expect a little bit longer than probably your home country, because this is an island. This is an island vibe. The people are laid back here. Nobody's in a hurry, in a rush. Everything is like, they don't put as much pressure on themselves as maybe Westerners do. So just kind of expect that. And if you're retired, maybe that's a good thing, right? Maybe that's what something you should consider being more like, just laid back and relax and not worry so much about the time. So remember that, um, yeah, island time, and sometimes that can be applied to stores being out of stock. You're gonna get that a lot. And when you're in the Philippines, many places, even like chains, and they could be out of Coca-Cola, they could be out of like burgers, they could be out of like something that you think that you will never be out of. You could easily be out of that. And even paying for something, they might have like 3 or 4 different steps before you can make a payment and go away. So don't let that get to you, because it can become really negative real quick, right? You don't want to be a person that's always just looking down on people for not being fast enough to your standards. But that could be a con for you, because you just want to go, 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 and you don't have time for that. That is con number 4. Miss Ice Cream says, I'm also your fans. I always watch your vlogs. Thank you, Miss Ice Cream. That's very kind of you. I appreciate that. I really hope to meet you in person when I go to Manila BGC Tagwig this coming August 10th. If I'm there, I'm always down to meet a subscriber. Any of you guys that see me on the streets, please say hi. Yesterday, I met an American at a grocery store, and I'm looking. What was I looking at? Hot sauce. I was looking at different hot sauces, and a guy just came and stood next to me. He's like, "You're the vlogger, right?" I looked at him like, I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" He's like, "I saw some of your videos before I decided to move to the Philippines." We just started talking. He was like an army vet. He was telling me about how he met his wife here, and it was just like a really nice guy. But so if you guys see me on the streets, please feel, say hello. I don't mind. Samuel Mendoza says, I found the medical facilities in Makati, they were efficient. I had a bout with Travelers Tummy back in November, and I was seen fast, and it was very inexpensive compared to the US. So there's Samuel Mendoza giving his experience. Makati is a very established area from my understanding. So of course, if you're in a place like that where it's like much more developed and has the infrastructure and apparently amazing hospitals, you're definitely going to get better service and also a much, much lower cost. So this is the opposite side of things. Uh, yeah, for sure. Rome with Joe says, we've been to many places around the Philippines, and overall, I would have to say Iloilo is a greatly beautiful city. Very clean, not much traffic, and Ilonggos are so welcoming. Oh, Ilonggos, I guess they're the people of Iloilo. I want to go there. I might go there. Iloilo sounds like a place I want to see. I don't know. It's just a fun name to say. But yeah, cool. Thanks, Rome with Joe, for sharing that. Uh, Manana habits. Mao says Manana habits. I don't know what that means. Oppo Manana habit. What does that mean? I mean, good evening. Manana habits. I have no idea. um, no verse. Whoa. Good evening. Have you done a job beside YouTube in Cebu yet? No way, bruv. I'm not trying to leave my full-time government job in Canada and working for the film industry to come out here to work. I'm not trying to work in Cebu City. I can't handle it. Cebu and Filipinos are hardworking people, and they get paid very little amounts of money for the amount of work they put in. And I just don't think I'm strong enough to be out here working a regular job. From my understanding, the minimum wage here is about 500 peso, which is less than $10 a day in Cebu, and different places have different. Oh, mañana. Why can't I read that? Mañana. What is habit, though? Why is there an ant on the table? Anyways, back to the live stream. I'm just forgetting now, being by myself. Um, what are we talking about? I forgot. Oh, no, I don't do any jobs here aside from working as YouTuber here. This is my full-time gig now. I'm really, really slowly climbing to a place where I can finally afford to pay my cost of living through YouTube. So the savings are depleting a little bit, but I believe in myself and you guys, and I know I can do this. So even right now, we got 41 people on the live. So if you're new to the stream, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ask your question. We're talking about 5 pros and 5 cons about retiring in the Philippines. Going to pro number 5. So we just hit 30 minutes as well. Pro number 5. Actually, let's hold off a little bit. Lewis says mañana means tomorrow. LOL. Yeah, mañana. I just couldn't read mañana. Apparently, I don't know how to read. Lewis, welcome to the live stream. Oh, I guess it means later in Bisaya. Got it. So Spanish means tomorrow, of course. I wonder if you have a job interview and you show up Philippines time if it applies. That's pretty funny. I think it doesn't. I assume that's one place you cannot show up late. And somebody told me a joke, and they said that if there's free beer or free food, Filipinos show up on time or even early. So I guess unless there's some sort of like thing to eat or drink, Filipinos don't show up on time. But this is a very blanket statement, of course. Sap sap none means a person who postponed the task for appointments. Oh, I got it. So Mao's dictionary is Mao's definition is the tendency of putting things off until tomorrow. What can be done today? Mañana. Okay, I got it. So basically, what can be done tomorrow? What can be done today can be done tomorrow. This procrastinating, I guess. And that's the mindset some people have. Island time. Same idea. Basically, same thing. And Gen Z says, hello, Alex. Good evening. Good evening, Gen Z. Welcome to the live stream. Spy is here. Hello. Hello, Spy. Okay. So let's go on to number 5. We're talking about pro number 5 about retiring in the Philippines. It's going to be the people, right? I didn't even have to read it. I know it has to be the people. Yeah, the people. The people of the Philippines has been incredible to me personally. And you guys can see when I do the street interviews, almost, I would say about 90% of the people, when I ask what's the best thing about your trip, what do you like the most about the Philippines, they say the people. So when 9 out of 10 people are saying the same thing from all over the world, different countries, different age groups, different reasons for being here, then it has to be true. So the Filipino people here are incredible. They're amazing. They treat you well with respect. And if you're coming here to retire, now that's a whole other thing, but I'm not going to get into that in this live stream, maybe in the future. But those are the 5 pros about living or retiring, I should say, in the Philippines. So just a quick recap of the 5 pros. There are cost of living, of course, the tropical climate, which allows you to have hot weather all year round, go to the beaches. Dating or relationships, Filipinos are amazing at being in a relationship and your partner. Number 4, did we do number 4? Did I skip number 4? English. What happened to number 4? Oh, I'm so silly. English, of course. How did I forget that? I'm so comfortable here, I forgot the language barrier in some other countries don't exist here in the Philippines. Majority of people majority of people can speak English. And you guys can see because during the interviews, you can see that the level of English of the Filipinas and the Filipinos are excellent. Here, they learn English at a young age at school. They use it for work, and I'm sure it has a lot to do with the influence of the U.S. But regardless of the reasons why they speak English here, everybody that I come across knows some degree of English. So that's a great thing, especially if you're retired, because it makes things much easier. So when you get around to do things, English is spoken widely. That's number 4. Number 5 is the people. I have one bonus one, number 6, we're going to get to in a second. Let's read some more comments, and then we'll go to the cons top 5. Gen Z said, tell us your cons about Cebu, Alex. My cons about Cebu itself. I can't think of anything, honestly, aside from like the traffic that just even get to 1.5 kilometer or somewhere. Honestly, I can't think of anything. And I'm not just saying that to be, polite. I can't think of many cons here in Cebu City because I'm a city guy, so I don't really care for the beaches, which can be challenging to access because the road is very narrow and a lot of people on it and traffic is a bit. But aside from traffic and humidity, the Cebu itself doesn't really have anything to, yeah, nothing so much, Gen Z, not so much. Lewis says, I'll just say my con, not having the time to travel to the Philippines yet, or to Philippines yet. Yes, Lewis, for sure. I wish you have the time as soon as possible so you can visit this beautiful country. It definitely deserves to be seen. Cons for infrastructure, infrastructure, infrastructure. Yes, that is, I think it's too obvious, but let's admit it. Infrastructure in the Philippines hasn't caught up to the popularity of the Philippines and to the modernization of other areas of the Philippines, with like tourism and language, and a lot of people going abroad to work because their skills are valued. But infrastructure, for some reason, isn't priority. It seems like there isn't proper planning. It seems like I'm just looking from an outside perspective, right? I don't really know what the deal is. So, for example, there's still brownouts, which means electricity going out. There's still monopolization of internet services here, so they can just stop the internet and you can't really do anything about it. And it goes out sometimes. It's slow. Other times, the roads, the bridges that are here, and even like the buildings themselves, like they don't have say. I keep seeing people saying, because I posted a video asking why there's so many fires in the Philippines, and somebody mentioned how there's no inspection, there's no fire safety inspection, and even if there is, they pay them off, so the building codes aren't up to par. Now, this is not to be offended about if you're Filipino. It's just something that your country, I think, needs to step up the game when it comes to infrastructure. Gen Z said, but most of them can't speak English very well. Well, to be fair though, most people that come here don't need people speaking English very well. We just need enough to communicate with them and tell them what we want, what we like, and just basic, I guess, conversational English is more than enough. Haha. Why are you tripping? Hello, yeah, what's up? Why are you tripping in the house? Finally, let's get into number five con, which is the fifth con on my list, personally, and maybe to you as well, if you're retiring in the Philippines, is stray animals and stray dogs and cats. You'll see a lot of them. Every place I've visited in the Philippines, which have been probably close to 10 different cities, islands, and beaches, you're going to see stray dogs and stray cats, and that could be heartbreaking to you. You may not like it. They don't vaccinate them, they don't take care of them. It's just they have other priorities. Every single dog I see is either got some sort of skin condition, they have fleas, and I know for a fact they don't have their worms treatments and all these things. So there needs to be a proper system, hopefully in the future, where they take care of the stray animals. And first of all, it starts with education, of course, educating the public. If you can't afford a pet, don't get one. If you don't have time for a pet, don't get one. If you don't understand how much responsibility it is to own a dog and take care of a dog, don't get one, because from my understanding, what happens, people get dogs, they can't take care of them, they let them loose on the street, they mate, obviously, and have more babies. So that's con number five for me. So those are the five cons, which were traffic is horrible, weather can be horrible with natural disasters, humidity, like typhoons and volcanoes bursting every so often, earthquakes, and all that jazz. Um, Hospitals, they may not have all the things that you need. Like we had the last interview with Trinidad, who had broken wrist or arm or leg or something, and they needed MRI, which he had to cut his trip short to come all the way back to Cebu just to get an MRI done because Siargao didn't have the facilities. Um, Filipino time, island time, people just lay back. They're not trying to do nothing in a hurry. And the fifth con is stray dogs and cats. If you're not trying to see no stray dog around town, you guys hear that dog? Ha! It's just a neighbor's dog. That's not a stray dog. Speaking of dogs, one thing I do really like though about the Philippines, they allow dogs in some malls. As long as it's got a diaper on, you can bring your pet in the mall. Some people may not agree to that, but I do. I like that very much. 45 people watching this. Welcome to the live stream, guys. Feel free to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Use the super chat, super stickers to ask your questions, or consider becoming a member of Living Abroad, which I've already posted 2 or 3 members only stuff there. So take a look at those. Um, why are you tripping? Also need a vaccine your dogs. I had some Filipino friends. Yeah, to vaccinate your dogs. Yeah, of course. They need to do that, which a lot of people don't here, I assume, because I just see it myself. Sap Nun says Filipinos usually have a nosebleed whenever they hear a foreigner speak slang, fluent English. Okay, so they have their own, yeah, English Filipino language. They don't really speak fluently here, but they know enough. The dog got sick and was really sad. Yeah, it can be really sad here. What about stray kids? See them in Manila? I haven't seen any stray kids. I see some kids running around asking for money, but I know they live nearby because I see them in the barangays playing basketball and all that. So, but I'm sure there is somewhere. It's got to be some stray people wandering, but I haven't seen them. Samuel Mendoza. Hi, Alex. Hello. Kindly visit the Cordilleras too. Ah, somebody mentioned that last time. Let me write that down. Cordilleras. Cordilleras. My bad. 50 people watching. What done happened was I threw this notepad right onto my USB for my camera and it just cut off. So sorry about that, guys. Um, while YouTuber says, sorry, message got cut off while I was typing. No worries. Where does brownout stand for the cons list? I personally don't experience them too often. I think only once in my experiences in the Philippines, I seen brownouts, but I know they happen from what people tell me, and I understand it because I see it all over Facebook pages, from the interviews I do, people living in the provinces, and people say that sometimes they cut off the power for like 6 hours or so, and not only the electricity, but the water also can be a little, a problem. So I have to only say things from my experience. Most of it, I can't really comment on the brownouts, but I know for sure they happen. A blackout, they call it a brownout here. Why you tripping? But usually, yeah. So sorry guys, I got cut off. I tossed my notepad on top of that. Oh, Samuel Mendoza, thank you so much for that super sticker. So Samuel's kind enough to use the super stickers. Thank you so much, Samuel. Yeah, Samuel, I don't really know about the brownouts that much, but I know they happen for sure. I only experienced it one time, and I just went outside to a cafe and came back later on and was fine. Uh, Marie Arena says, my ex-boyfriend was a U.S. Army military retired from Ohio, and he's happy living here. Happy living here in the Philippines. Yeah, many people are, of course. I mean, Philippines is great. That's why I'm here. That's why so many people choose the Philippines. And there's nothing wrong with the Philippines overall. If it was, not so many people would come here. Samuel Mendoza says, do you ride a scooter to get around? I don't. Embarrassingly enough, I don't really know how to ride a scooter. In Canada, riding motorcycle isn't very common. At least in Toronto, it isn't. Maybe all summer you might see like a handful of motorcycles, and they're really like not something. I think mainly because of the weather, the fact that it's so dangerous, and yeah, I don't know how to ride a motorcycle. And even if I did, I wouldn't do it here. I'm just not the way they ride here. It's yeah, I wouldn't know how to even get around. The just the road ethics is very different here. In the Philippines, it's not the right of way, it's the right of space. If you get into a space first, you have the right of way. And the bigger vehicles have the right of way. So if a truck and you are coming to a 50-50 point, the truck would take over than you would, even though, yeah. And people either pedestrians, forget about it. You got no rights. Zebra crossing, forget about it. You're gonna get hit. So you better hope somebody stops. And usually they have like traffic enforcers, even at lights or even at zebra crossings, to ensure that people stop. They really put their hands up, they whistle something just so people can hear them. Hey, stop it. Um, well, back here, why are you tripping? I heard too many horror stories about scooters. Yeah, there's no need. There's no need for a scooter. Price of transportation here is so cheap. Like for example, you can get a taxi around town for less than $4 anywhere you want to go. Anywhere, pretty much, right? You can get around for like 60 pesos, 70 pesos to the mall if you want to go, $1.50. So transportation isn't an issue. I can probably ride anywhere in Cebu or even Mactan for less than what I would just get on using the subway in Canada. So the transportation cost is super cheap here. The only downside is that you're going to be stuck in traffic sometimes. So that's why I personally just hire a motorcycle. They give me a helmet. I get in the back of their bike and we go. And I don't mind using that personally because they don't go too fast because there's not an area where they can go too fast. So there's always either a traffic light, congestion, some sort of red light or stop zone. So I'm not worried about falling. Even if I do, we're not going more than 40 kilometers an hour. It will not be fatal. At least I don't think so. I don't hope so. So, yeah. I mean, it depends what your safety standard is, right? So, um, they can drive too fast because there's no space here. But yeah, I just would not trust myself to drive here because I don't know the road etiquette here. Let's go back to pros number 6, which is the bonus pro for me personally. Not yet, although I'm starting to see some signs of it. The Philippines doesn't have like woke culture the way Canada and the US does, right? So wokeism and people just being woke and just taking things too far to one side and being politically correct isn't really a big thing here from my personal experience on the street. Now, I would say some of the younger people in the 20s or so are starting to become a lot more, I don't know, a lot more because I don't live here for a long time, but they do seem outspoken, I would say. And I think a lot of that has to do with like social media and access to TikTok and internet and Instagram, right? So, of course, when you have the same information that the West has, then you might start to feel some of those ideologies taken over. It doesn't affect my life directly, but I can see that maybe being something in the future where the Philippines becomes a lot closer to Canada, the U.S. when it comes to social things. Let's put it that way. But right now, wokeism doesn't really exist here from my personal experience, so that's still a good thing because I don't want to be dealing with that all day, every day. That is pro number 6, which is a bonus. So we got 46 minutes into the stream, guys. We're gonna try to hit an hour because my list is finished. We're gonna move on to Chat GPT's list of pros and cons. I'm curious to see what it has to say about retiring in the Philippines. Oh, by the way, this Saturday, my live stream is gonna be my live stream. I'm gonna host it with a fellow YouTuber, a friend of mine, Aaron from Aaron Around. I met him actually in person, and we have a live video of him, a full interview. I laughed so hard last time I interviewed him because he said something about how to approach women, and he talked about how you shouldn't walk up from behind them. So I just couldn't stop laughing. Some of you guys that follow the channel regularly know what I'm talking about. But basically, he's been traveling in Southeast Asia just like myself. He went to the Philippines, Indonesia, and most recently Vietnam and Malaysia. But I think he's back in the US now. So he wants to have a conversation with me about, let me just be sure. Yeah, so we're going to have a talk about what it feels like to go back to the US after traveling Asia for so long. So he's gone back to the US, and I want to get his like opinion on life back in America and the US compared to Asia. So on Saturday at 9 a.m., we're going to sit down and we're going to have that conversation. If you guys want to join that, it'll be 9 a.m. Philippines time. YBN says, I agree heavily. They're becoming like a little America. Yeah, but the I don't know what to say because like my experience isn't much. Like I don't deal with it, but from some of the answers, from what I hear when I ask these questions, I'm starting to see a slight, very, very slight, of course, this is just maybe a handful of people, but a slight attitude towards being very westernized. But I don't really know what they were before, so I can't really compare. But hello, I'm new. Hello, Rebecca. Welcome. Rebecca's here. Morning, Alex. James says, morning, everybody. Okay. That sounds like a super interesting convo. Thank you. Yeah, Aaron is back in the US, and I'm curious to find out his experiences, if he regrets it, if he plans on coming back to Asia, what differences he must have seen, right? And his overall thoughts about it. And yeah, I'm excited about that. So let's go on to ChatGPT's top 5 pros and cons of retiring in the Philippines. Here we go. Where's ChatGPT? Hopefully it doesn't. Okay, here. So I asked, oh, no, don't refresh. I asked ChatGPT, I said, list 5 pros and 5 cons of retiring on the Philippines. So I'm guessing it corrected my grammar. It says retiring in the Philippines can offer various advantages and disadvantages. Here are 5 pros and 5 cons of retiring in the Philippines according to ChatGPT. Pros: cost of living. The cost of living in the Philippines is relatively low compared to many Western countries. This means that retirees can enjoy a comfortable lifestyle at more affordable prices, including accommodation, food, transportation, and healthcare. So, yeah, of course, private hospitals in the US and Canada and many European countries are, I don't know, stupid, incredibly expensive. Um, yeah, it's crazy. But so according to ChatGPT, it has the same first thing as I do. Cost of living is much cheaper to live in the Philippines. Ugh. I gotta be more careful. Con number one, bureaucratic process. Dealing with the bureaucratic process and government regulations in the Philippines can be challenging and time consuming. Obtaining visas, permits, and other necessary documents may require patience and persistence. So I haven't experienced any of that, but apparently bureaucracy is a big problem in the Philippines if you want to retire here. Um, Samuel says, Samuel, why do I say your name like a Spanish? Samuel says, was BGC a lot like the US? Yes, it was. BGC reminded me a lot like the USA, especially like I've been to New York, maybe not quite like that, but there was a lot of high-rise buildings, a lot of fancy restaurants, a lot of open space, a little bit of a few parks there. It felt very organized, very clean, very well thought out. The layout of the buildings and pedestrians, there were bike lanes. It felt like I was in downtown Toronto, to be honest. Felt a lot like back home. So BGC is a place that you might consider retiring if the city life is what you want. It's a tad more expensive, but it does offer you a lot more luxury. BGC was a cool place to visit. Um, so yeah, let's go on to ChatGPT's second pro. And once I'm finished this, if there's no other questions, we could probably end the stream here, guys. So we said pro number two, beautiful natural landscapes. The Philippines is renowned for its stunning natural beauty, including pristine beaches, lush mountains, and vibrant coral reefs. Retirees can take advantage of these uh, picturesque locations to relax, explore, and enjoy outdoor activities. Yeah, guys, don't ever forget the the Philippines beaches and nature. It's got amazing places to see. Uh, all you got to do is type into Google and you'll find hundreds of places even nearby to wherever you're going to be staying in the Philippines. Con number two is infrastructure challenges. While major cities in the Philippines have relatively good infrastructure, including transportation, utilities, some areas, particularly rural and remote locations, may face infrastructure limitations. This can impact access to healthcare, reliable internet, and other essential services. Yeah, I thought I turned this on, but I guess I didn't. Um, Infrastructure, ChatGPT says, is a con. We talked about this earlier, so I would have to agree. YBN says, what's a tad more expensive? What's the rent prices compared to where you are in Cebu? Well, I would say probably double. When I say tad, I mean like, I meant, yeah, I should have been more accurate. So I know it's probably double the price of Cebu where I'm staying. I've probably between 75% to 100% more expensive. I didn't look at too many rentals. I know I just looked at some Airbnbs. I didn't even bother. I just stayed at a hotel because I was there for 4 days, or 3 days or something. Regardless, yeah, it's a bit more expensive, but I don't know about the exact number. I'd say about 75% higher in BGC than here in Cebu City. Question is, have you been to Sikihor? I have not been to Sikihor. I went to Dumaguete, and because I lost my wallet and I didn't plan properly, Sikihor was just a short ferry ride away from me at the time. So yeah, I didn't visit Sikihor. But yeah, YBN 75% higher. I think so. So you could probably find a condo there for about 800 US dollars. It's about 4,000, 40,000. Yeah, easily 40,000 pesos in BGC, and I'm paying just over 22,000 here. So if a quick research, let's see, BGC Airbnb, just so we can get an idea. I don't want to say some things that are not accurate, but I feel like that's a good 75%. So location, BGC. I know there's a way to share my screen, I'm sure. So I'll figure that out in the future, guys, so you guys can see whatever I'm doing. BGC. Let's do 1 month just to make this so from the first to the first, just to keep this what am I trying to say? Easy. Woohoo! Get the So I'm looking at a place at $2,000 Canadian. Yeah, it's definitely more expensive. 866, exactly what I said. So 75% to 100% more expensive in BGC. Almost double as what I pay here. Sav Sam Nun says many death cases due to scooters accidents here in the Philippines. Yeah, I can see that being, I don't know the numbers or the stats, but it makes sense to me just because of what I see out there. Um, YBN said you should invest in a shoulder bag so you can leave your wallet at home and just carry pesos and stuff in the bag. That's a great tip. I will definitely consider that. I don't have a shoulder bag, but I do have like a small basketball gym bag. I don't know what it is, but I carry my camera, so I think I'll just take some money with me and whatever else I need to leave my wallet at home. Excellent point. We're reaching almost an hour, guys. We still got 42 people watching. If you're new to the stream, we're talking about pros and cons of retiring in the Philippines. Please consider hitting the like button if you're enjoying this. Subscribe to the channel using super chat, super stickers, or becoming a member of the channel. So last time we had a few people sign up. Take a look and see what perks you might get from becoming a member of Living Abroad, which I've pinned the comment to the top. Take a look at that. Different tiers, different offerings, and different prices. Let's go on to ChatGPT that we were talking about earlier. So far, the pros have been cost of living, beautiful nature and beaches, and the third one is warm climate, which we mentioned. Con number 3 is traffic congestion. So I guess ChatGPT is thinking the way I'm thinking. Traffic congestion is a big deal here. Pro number 4, let's just read off all this at once. The good thing about here is English proficiency. English is widely spoken and understood in the Philippines, which can make it easier for English-speaking retirees to communicate, access services, and integrate into the local community. This language advantage can significantly enhance the retirement experience. Very common sense stuff there, but yeah, English is a big thing. Number 5, friendly and hospitable culture. Filipinos are known for their warm hospitality and friendly nature. Retirees are often appreciated and welcoming, blah, blah, blah. So friendly people, once again, number 5, very close to what I wrote. Cons, number 3, traffic. Number 4, cultural adjustments. I'm curious about what that is. Con number 4, according to ChatGPT, moving to a new country often involves cultural adjustments. Retirees might experience challenges adapting to different customs, traditions, and social norms in the Philippines. This can require open-mindedness and flexibility to embrace the local culture. Yeah, so you got to be flexible. You can't be just doing whatever out here. So that is con number 4. And moving to con number 5, healthcare system. While the Philippines has both public and private, so while the Philippines has both public and private healthcare systems, the quality of healthcare services can vary, blah, blah, blah. We know about this already. So that is ChatGPT's top 5. And woohoo, we got 10 euros, big timer over here. Thank you so much, Noah. Would it be frowned upon to be materialistic person in the Philippines? I don't think so. The way, like, from what I see, I don't think it'll be frowned upon to be materialistic. There's some bougie ass people in the Philippines. Like some rich people here. I've seen it myself getting out of $200,000 cars and stuff. I've seen Porsches out here. I haven't seen a Ferrari or Lamborghini, but I've seen some very nice Range Rovers and some nice cars here. If you go to the right places, like we mentioned, BGC and parts of the mall here, there's certain sections where there's some really, really fancy stores. Like, so you have all that here in the Philippines still. As far as the local people, from my experience, because I am not very materialistic, and the people I see as foreigners are usually very dressed down, casual. I don't really know what locals think, but I don't think it'll be frowned down upon for sure. I think if anything, people choose to be simple because they don't want to have a target on their back. Like, I don't think safety is an issue here, but it's never a good idea to be flaunting around money. But I do think if you do, let's say, are wearing fashionable clothes, you have some nice jewelry on, and you're carrying a nice iPhone, the latest version or something, and you just look like you're rich, especially women would be drawn to that, of course. Even men would may respect you for, hey, this guy seems successful. Let's have a chat with him or something. So definitely not be frowned down upon. If a Filipino in the chats can maybe confirm or deny or whatever what I just said, that'll be much appreciated. But from my personal experience, I didn't see any frowning down upon any kind of materialistic person here. But from a guy's perspective, of course, maybe that's different. You don't want a materialistic woman. Maybe you do. I don't know. Personally, I would rather have someone be interested in me as a human than what my salary is or what kind of clothes I'm wearing or what kind of phone I'm having. Because there was a time where I recently saw like a short interview of somebody where this girl said she doesn't even talk to people that don't have iPhone, whatever it was. So I just, or Apple product. And that just kind of made me laugh. I'm like, really? That's how small of a person you are, where you're not going to engage in a conversation because somebody would rather prefer an Android or whatever, a Google Pixel. It's such a silly mindset. But yeah, as far as the question goes, I don't think it's frowned down upon, unless somebody else wants to say something else. But yeah, thank you so much for that super chat, super sticker. Um, that's it for this conversation, though. As far as pros and cons of retiring in the Philippines, I think we covered the 5 points. There's a lot more, of course, and in the future videos, I might cover an additional 5 pro and an additional 5 cons if we run out of things to talk about. Don't forget Saturday, if you're coming to the live stream at 9 a.m. Philippines time, we have Aaron on the channel. Hopefully, he shows up. And we're going to talk about his experience in Asia and what it's like to be back in the U.S. Yeah, it was a blonde chick. I can't believe there are people that think that way. Like, really, how shallow and uneducated, or like, where's your brain at? Like, do you really think the type of phone someone carries is gonna define them as a person? Really? Maybe somebody who prefers convenience. Android is a lot more convenient than freaking Apple. That's all I know, and a lot more user friendly, I would say. Why are you tripping? Says thanks. I'm not sure for what. Oh, I must have missed a whole bunch of questions, guys. Sorry. Let me go back up. Many death cases due to scooters. Yep. You should invest in a shoulder bag. Yeah, we talked about that. Uh, did you make it to Bakong, Darwin, and Valencia? What did you think? Big time 9/11. Honestly, I was in Dumaguete for 2 days. I was only there to meet Mark from Every Man Has a Story and Paul from Old Dog New Tricks. And I didn't plan it too well at the time. I was really short on time. It was right before I left the Philippines. I know about Valencia and I know about Darwin because I hear Darwin's beautiful. I didn't get a chance to visit these places, but hopefully that I'm here. I'm going to be here long term, so I have to visit Dumaguete again. Go over to Sikihor and check out some of the places you just mentioned. I think it'll be good for myself and good for you guys to see some of the more popular retirement areas here in the Philippines. So yeah, my bad. I'll cover that next time. YBN says, "God damn, I had an apartment in New York for 750. BGC must be nice, for real. It is nice there, but I don't know about New York apartments for 750 these days. It must have been a while ago or just on the outskirts of, obviously Times Square. But yeah, it's pretty expensive. Good area though, so it makes sense." Brian Roberts, yo, dude, hope things are well. Back in Cebu, Brian. I am back in Cebu. I've been back. I've been back for about a month now. Things are great. I feel awesome. Things can't be better. I'm doing a lot of things towards the channel, trying to grow this channel to 100,000. We're gonna get there for sure. We just launched memberships. I got merchandise on the, what do you call that? What's this guy in baseball on deck? So things are looking up. Thanks for your live stream, by the way. You're welcome, Louis. Thank you so much. Um, Samuel says, "Have you ever taken a motorcycle ride from a hot Philippine driver?" No, I have not. They've all been males. All dude them. Man them riding those bikes. It's never a lady. I've seen some lady grab drivers though. They're dropping off food, but I've never seen a hobble hobble, what they call them here. Female driver. Yeah. It's exciting to think about though. For sure. Um, what's next? Yo, I saw the same girl. We talked about that. We call simpletons. An American man. Avoid them type of girls for sure. Yeah, you don't want to. We're talking about the women that just judge people based off their phones. I think it's hilarious. Okay, yeah, YBN. I think I will. So I'll confirm that with him tomorrow. Oh, yeah, it's only in 2 days. Maybe, yeah, tomorrow morning here, I'll confirm it, which will be Thursday night for you guys. I'll post on a community tab so people get reminded. And I'm going to post the thumbnail for the video. Ah, Friday, tomorrow, I have a video to launch. Oh, yeah. All coming to the channel, guys. So be sure to hit the bell notification. You don't miss anything coming up. Basically, I have things planned for every day of the week except for Wednesdays. 3 live shows a week and 3 videos a week. So proper videos. I'm talking about edited interviews, local types of interviews, and I'm gonna try to stay away a little bit from the in-depth interviews unless it's a live stream or it's someone really interesting. Because you know, I don't want to bore you guys as well. So I'm gonna try to give you guys good content, better content, because you guys have been supporting me. Even right now, 42 people watching this. So the least I can do is provide some interesting topics. Brian said, this is the Brian from Canada. We met up in IT Park last year. FO. Oh, yeah, Brian. Thanks for, yeah, man, I appreciate that. I remember that day. IT Park. Good times. I think it was Park Social at the time. Yeah, nice to see you on the live stream, bro. Why are you tripping? How's traffic in Cebu? Horrible. It's not good. Brian said, you're killing it. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Um, the subscribers are up, but I'm still trying to work on the revenue side of the YouTube to try to actually make a living from YouTube right now. That's the goal. And Samuel says gold diggers. Yeah, those kind of people. We don't. I still blame men. Honestly, as long as us men keep doing this stuff with dumb stuff, women are still going to be women. They're going to take advantage because we keep giving and they keep taking. So we just got to stop and we got to put an end to women behaving that way by not giving into whatever they want. So they have control. Women control affection, and if we don't require it the way that we're getting it, I think we'll have a lot more power. So I don't know what the hell I'm saying. Regardless, we're dumb as men, and we keep like entertaining women like that. So we just got to stop and focus on good women. That's the word I'm looking for. Samuel, is you a professor, my man? We enable them. You're right. That's what I'm trying to say. So let's get back to not women. Although I was going to say something about women. I forgot. Women, 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 women. I don't know. I lost it. I lost it. My brain has gone blank. Let me take a 2-second break and regroup over here, guys. All right, there we go. We're back. I don't know. I just kind of zoned out there. I had no idea what I was doing or thinking about. I guess it happens. YBN says facts. Yes, for sure. Cheers. Good morning. 10:08 in Pittsburgh. Oh, Pittsburgh. Are you a Penguins fan? Steelers fan? What kind of Pittsburgh fan are you, sir? Steel City. So I guess you must be a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Maybe that's what came to my mind. Whoa, 47 people. We can't end this now. Guys, let me know in the comment section if shall we continue with the stream or shall I end it? We're actually increasing in numbers of active viewers, so about 50 people now watching it. If you're new to the stream, we just spoke about 5 pros and 5 cons. Feel free to replay this to hear the list. We also compared to ChatGPT, and I announced that next Saturday, well, this Saturday in a few days, I'm going to speak to Aaron about life in the US after traveling Asia for a couple of years, and memberships being launched, and my meet and greet happening in Cebu City on Monday at 1 p.m. All that stuff can be posted in the community tab of the channel. And for me personally, I'm having a great time in the Philippines, but I got a lot of stuff coming, guys. A lot more to the channel, and I'm gonna still travel. So right now, I'm getting my stuff settled and sorted out before I start going out there and seeing some places. Oh, Penguins fan and Steelers fan. Our baseball team has been horrible ever since the Barry Bonds go in '91. So I don't watch baseball. Yeah, I don't know. As I got older, I kind of drifted away from sports. When I was younger, I would watch every major sport, every single highlight, support all my hometown teams. But I've been disappointed for so many years. I think I just kind of gave up. And as soon as I stopped watching it, of course, the Toronto Raptors win the championship. Yay! But regardless, I hear you. The Jays haven't done. I don't think they made the playoffs since '92, '93, which is like I don't know. It's absurd. I know it says, "Have you received any crazy reactions to your move to Cebu?" I haven't. No, I haven't received any crazy reactions. Oh, here's something I want to tell you guys. So here, this is the Western women mindset. I'm sorry, women. I hate to bash you, especially after I find out 1 in 3 of my subscribers are women. So I thought it was a lot lower. But regardless, I'm still gonna be myself and be honest. So I'm gonna tell you guys a story that happened to me today. So today I'm like, I don't know if I feel like going out doing interviews. I wasn't really feeling it. I didn't need to go out there making interviews. I got a lot of videos. But I'm like, I'm not doing much. Let me go out there and see if I run into anybody interesting. I'll do a street interview. I had a topic in my head. So I'm going out there and I see these two girls, clearly Western women, white girls. And they're just like, they're average looking. I'll say, but it doesn't matter. But regardless, yeah, actually, it does matter. It might be like a 6 or 7 out of 10. And they're walking and I see them. I'm like, I don't want to bother them. I'm like, whatever. So I go up the stairs to the third floor of the mall and open space, nobody around, very, it was the sun wasn't out, but regardless, my point is there was no like the environment was great. So and I see these girls coming my way. So I'm like, oh, maybe I should ask them. This is the second time I'm seeing them. They come my way. And I'm like, excuse me, do you speak English? Is what I said. Because here, first of all, you can't just assume every white person speaks English. There are people here from Russia, there are people here from Ukraine, there are people here from like Germany, all around the world, Polish, they don't speak English. So I can't just assume somebody that's white speaks English. Regardless, instead of them saying yes or no or sorry or busy or nothing, they simply ignored me. Like the first people in a long time to just simply ignore me, they looked at me and they continued walking. I'm like, oh, you're just gonna ignore me and don't pretend like you didn't hear me? And then because I called them out because it's pretty rude, just say sorry and just at least interact. When somebody's talking to you, so what pissed me off, to be honest, was like, first of all, only white people or American women, because they're clearly from the accent, they're either Canadian or US people, would still feel that way, superior in a way that you could just simply ignore somebody talking to you. Second of all, the audacity to think that I was trying to hit on them or something. You know what I mean? So I don't know, it was just like a really bad vibe I got from these two girls. I'm like, see, this is why Asian women are the way to go. That's never happened to me in all the Asian countries I traveled, all the people that can't speak English, even. So like Japanese, South Koreans, Indonesians, even if they can't speak English, they at least acknowledge when I'm speaking to them, right? They say, oh, if they don't want to be part of the interview. Anyway, so that's my story. It really cheesed me, pissed me off. I'm like, you girls, man, you Western women, starting to like get on my nerves even in Asia. Anyway, that's my little story. Oh yeah, buddy. Samuel says, my thoughts about Filipino women are: do they want to have kids from expats when the expat doesn't want to have them? From my general, what's the word I'm looking for? From gauging what I hear from women, yes, they do. And we had that guy that was here. I forgot his name. Brian. Oh no, Mike. We did a live stream with Mike. The exact same thing happened. He came to the Philippines, met a woman, married her, told her up front, I don't want kids. She said, okay. Took it to the US, said, I don't want kids. She said, okay. She got her citizenship and said, you know what? I want a kid. They broke up, took half his stuff, and that was the end of it. Now, that's just one person. I cannot just say all Filipinos are like that. But that's something that you really have to like sort out before getting into like a serious relationship. I'm gonna make a video about that. Let me write that down. Sorry, Samuel. I know you asked me this earlier before I forget. So, the women want kids in him. Okay. Do woman want kids? Men no want. Okay. All right. So James Nixon, please continue, Alex. All right. All right. You guys want to see me out here? We got 42 people watching. I can't really see the number of likes, so take a second, guys, while I turn on the air conditioning, have a sip of water, and we'll continue. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Feel free to do the super chat, super stickers. Become a member of the channel. That'll mean a lot to me as well. If not, then please hold on a second. I'll go ahead and address all the comments. And water time. Steel City TV is addressing my comments about sports. Yeah, true. I usually just keep up on the playoffs and watch like 10 minutes of highlights on YouTube of the game. Yeah, that's the way to do it these days, right? And there's just so many commercials now. Every single down, every single like timeout. halftime, a quarter break. It's just too much happening. I'm like, let me just watch the game. Samuel says, I look forward to being a subscriber as you hit the 100K milestone. Thank you, Samuel. That's great, man. Like honestly, I would have never imagined 100,000 subscribers, especially me just doing something, not setting out to be a YouTuber. Like if you guys don't know, I'm sure I've mentioned this several times, but I'm sure there's new people every day to the channel. So actually, right now I'm averaging maybe 200 or 300 new subscribers a day. So that's a lot of people. Regardless, when I first started the channel, it was just for myself. I don't like taking selfies. I don't like taking pictures. And I'll go to these amazing, beautiful places. I don't have a single picture of it. If you guys check out my Instagram page, there's really maybe 5 or 10 pictures of me. And that was like a couple years ago. And I forced myself to do it. Regardless, I started a channel just for myself, my memories. But you guys have been like the most supportive group of people that I've ever met. Thank you guys. Of course, once in a while we get like a weirdo, but we just kick them off the channel. So yeah, thank you, Samuel. YBS says, damn, that's messed up. I think this is in regards to the two girls story I just said. Steel City, thank you so much for the $5, man. I really appreciate that. I hope you guys ask your questions, but you've been asking anyway. So I would love to answer them with your stickers and super chats. Steel City said, my man's almost at 100K. Awesome. I think I joined around 20K. Keep up the good work. I'm on a 10K grind myself. We're both chasing an extra zero. Oh, okay. Steel City TV. You know, this StreamYard doesn't let me see if you're a YouTuber or not. So, guys, check out Steel City TV's channel. Maybe he's got some content you're interested in, and show some love the way you guys showed me love, and maybe subscribe to his channel. Thank you, Steel City. We'll definitely make a note here and check out your channel after this, because I got a lot of comments, so just please bear with me, guys. I'm going to get to that. All right. I'll check that out after. And I'm sure I've subscribed in the past, but if not, I'll definitely subscribe, Steel City. Because you support me and I support you, and that's how a community works. Samantha is here. But let's get back to Samantha in a second. I think we skipped a couple of, that's messed up. Yep. Nice channel. I'm from Idaho. Dean, thank you. Welcome if we haven't spoken before. Idaho potato, right? That's what you guys are known for. Famous for Idaho potato. Every time I hear Idaho, I think about Biggie Smalls. What's that line? He said in that one song. I'm smashing. Okay. Anyways, Idaho potato. That's all I know. Lewis says exactly. The entitlement is idiotic. Yes, and people wonder why passport bros exist. Yeah, that really messed. Not a mess. Like, guys, I have very thick skin, right? So I don't care what anybody says or doesn't say. But it was just like a reminder. Hey, remember this group of people? I'm just like, come on, man. Really? Even out here in Asia, you're out here in the Philippines. The least you could do is like not ignore a person. Like even people that ask for money, I don't ignore them. You at least address them, because it's mutual respect, right? So, and that was just cheesing at the time. Anyways, that sounds like a great life. So sad that I missed a great live. I think you meant Samantha. Says, this sounds like a great live. So sad that I missed almost all of it. Samantha, I'm still here. Let's keep going. And we got 45 people watching this. If you want to do a replay of the live, feel free to do so. And guys, right now you can watch the lives or listen to them as podcasts as well on the YouTube itself, right? So there's a playlist, live podcast. I think you just play it and listen to it. I've never even tried it. I should do it myself, but I know it's a new feature on YouTube, so check it out. Maybe if you're cooking or driving or something, you want to listen to the lives. Steel City says, I'm surprised that Ableton Networks hasn't done something like YouTube where you can pay extra to skip ads. Cable networks, yeah, I know, right? Cable is like falling off. Like nobody watches cable TV unless it's like a live event, I assume. So that'd be odd, but I guess maybe that's the reason, because it's a live event, so they can't really skip the ads, right? I guess you could just watch the players just talking to each other or warming up or something. Am I speaking too fast? I do that sometimes. Sorry, guys. That Western woman experience you had is how good culture can get poisoned by influence. I will say to them, welcome to the Philippines, now go home, LMAO. Yeah, I mean, I call them out. I said, really, you're going to ignore me and pretend like you don't hear me? So, and then I know they heard me too, because they looked at each other and they continued, because I think they knew. I was like, because I could hear you speak in English, so I know you speak English. It's not even, I was trying to be courteous and not assume, before you walk by, before I heard everything you said, right? I'm doing everything on my part to do my due diligence to respect somebody and not have this entitlement or idea that everybody that's white speaks English. Anyways, but actually, yeah, it was just a reminder to me, I guess. Samantha Samuel Mendoza, I'm Western woman. You don't have to tell me to go home because I never visit where I'm not wanted. Yeah, I think Samantha, you missed the earlier conversation about the story. Don't be aggravated. It's not about women in general. It's about those two women, I think. Samantha Jones, he's talking about Alex's experience I had. Yeah. So Samantha, I think you may have joined right at the end of my experience or at the, yeah. Listen to the story again and you'll know what we're talking about. All right. So 44 people watching, an hour and 20 minutes. That was my little experience that I had today. But once again, for every one bad experience is probably 100 good ones. It's very rare that I actually feel anything when someone says no, because I know if I was out on the streets and some random dude came up to me with a camera and asked me if I'd like to do an interview, I'd have a lot of questions before I say yeah. So overall, whether Westerners, Filipinos, anybody, 98% I would say are very polite and kind, and even the 40% that say no or 50% that say no to my interviews, they say it in a respectful way or just like they're not interested, which is fine. I don't need everybody to say yes, right? But that experience was something that just reminded me of like where I left, the country that I left, and why. That's not the reason I left, but how the culture was around the people, just like very focused on what they're doing, not really acknowledging what's happening around them, and just common decency. That's all I was asking, not like anything else. Anyhow, that's my story. What's going on today? Thursday night here in the Philippines. It is 10:20 p.m. I've been kind of watching some shows lately. I'm watching Snowfall, if you guys know that show about the crack epidemic. Yeah, epidemic in the 80s, I guess, in the U.S. Kind of an interesting show. So I'm watching that. Gonna eat something right now, snacking on some mangoes. And this bad boy here, Boy Bawang. Boy Bawang. This right here. So this is like, man, this stuff, you can eat like bags of these. Delicious. Um, Samantha, I just got it. I heard the story about the guy who didn't want kids. Oh, no, no. I just got on. I heard, yeah. So, no, sorry about that. No worries. No need to apologize as long as we're all on the same page. Nobody's judging anybody. There's just some misunderstanding. Um, I had that snack bawang. This one, right? Isn't that kind of weird that I'm looking forward to this after the live? What's like that? Isn't that like the best thing when small things in life give you joy? Like I don't need $1 million. I just need a bag of snacks and like a TV show or like the mango. You know, that's what life to me at least. That's what I look forward to. Just like lunch or dinner or having my coffee every afternoon or going out and meeting people. So to each his own, guys. Okay, so I think we can just do 7 more minutes. We could do that, an hour and a half. Let's do it. This is for the Thursday night crew. Although a lot of you guys have been here during the Saturday and Monday morning shows as well. Alex, recap what the highlights are to become a member. Hey, that's a great idea. I'm going to do that for whoever that hasn't. Actually, you know what? Let me just quickly do this as well in case somebody wants to take a look. Samuel, that's a great idea. So quickly, I'm gonna go ahead and pin the video I made. If you guys want like a much better explanation about the membership, excuse me, you can watch it right here, and then I'll tell you about it too. So this is the link to the membership video that I launched. I'm gonna pin it for those that are interested. And in this video, you can go ahead and see everything that I'm offering if you become a member of the channel. And also, 1 second here. What is going on here? Oh, there we go. I'm gonna just pin this quickly, guys. Sorry, just give me a moment. Stupid phone. There we go. So this is the video. You can watch it after. I've pinned it now. So this is what memberships are and how much they cost and what you get as a member. So memberships are fans who paid every month to get certain extra things from the channel. So the first class is called Coach, and this is the economy class. I've named it. And in this one, you get members only live streams. So once there's enough members, we're going to do live streams with only members. You get super stickers, super chats, not super stickers, sorry. You get personalized emojis, loyalty badges, and members only polls, right? So, and you get early, no, you don't get the early access to videos. So those are the things. Actually, I have it written down here just so I can give you guys the proper information about the channel memberships. So you can get loyalty badges, emojis, exclusive members only live streams, right? So just only members, and members only polls and quizzes and things like that. So that's for $4.99, and you can obviously have different badges, different colors, and your comments will be first on any video that I make. That's a $4.99. And the next class is business class. And this one you get everything from the first one, and this is at $14.99. And you can get early access to videos, members only shout outs. So of course I'll say your names in the videos, photos and status updates. So for example, if I'm today I'm at a cafe editing a video and I think it's a nice cafe, I might let you guys know I'm here. I'll show you guys where it's at, some pictures, pin it. Also, I go to different countries. Sometimes people may not even know because like I just don't share everything, right? I might be on a weekend trip to Indonesia or Malaysia or Singapore, right? So I'll just go ahead and let members only know, show some pictures. And yeah, we did the members only live streams. So that's that at $14.99. And also first class, this is $29.99. You get my personal WhatsApp number, so we'll be talking just like friends would, sharing stories, talking to you guys. Of course, we'll have like pictures. So you get my personal WhatsApp number, and you get behind the scene footage. So and you get everything in the previous memberships, obviously. A lot of times when I do the interviews, people don't get to see everything. I never cut out the answers, but there's a lot of like for example, the girls trying to do their makeup, do their like hair, or they're giggling and laughing, or behind the scene footage that don't make it to the video of me, let's say going out to locals. We might have like a 20-minute conversation with someone selling fruit, but I might include only 2 minutes of it in a video. So you get all that behind the scene footage as well in the first class. And lastly is the private jet class, which is $149.99. I know it sounds high, but in this one you get a 1-hour consultation with myself, a video call where you can ask me about anything specifically, whether it's about moving to the Philippines, dating, or what are the best dating sites, how to avoid scams, red flags. We're talking about how to start a YouTube channel, like specifics, how to make money abroad online. So basically a 1-hour call a month with myself, consultation of whatever, and I get to make a video that you want. So for example, Samuel, you want to know about women and whether to be with a guy that doesn't want kids. That would be something I would do personally, go on the street and ask that specific question and make a full video about it with 10 or 15 different women answering the question. That's it. So $100 a month will get you those things, Brian. You get a 1-hour consultation with myself about whatever you want to talk about, a video call, whether it's growing a YouTube channel, whether it's dating, moving to the Philippines, retiring here, or you just want to talk to me for an hour personally, one-on-one, and you get a personalized video and everything else in the previous membership as well. So you get all the things up to that plus those things. Because the point of all this membership is for me to go ahead and sustain this channel and not rely fully on ads, because ads go up and down, guys. If you don't know how ads work, I'll tell you in a second. So YouTube ads is the only way I'm making my money, my livelihood now. I had a video that hit 17 or 18 million views right now. That's a lot of views, but it's in India and it's a short. So I barely made any money off of that because YouTube ads only work on the region that people are watching it from. And unfortunately, for example, India has the lowest paying ads. And then I go to Indonesia, same thing. So it depends on where people are watching it. So that's why the ads are different every month. Anyway, I talked a lot about that, guys. You can check out the channel if you want some more details. Send me an email, of course, as always. And thank you guys still, even if you don't sign up, nothing's going to change. I'm still going to be who I am. That's just a little bit extra for whoever wants to go ahead and contribute directly to the growth of this channel, sustainability of this channel. So that's it. Let's go ahead and talk about the little things. This is what earlier, yes, the snacks, right? Raquel says, I think the girls judge you without knowing your intention first. I think so too. I think that's what annoyed me more than anything. And if they just like give me a second to say what I was going to say, they could have just denied me. Oh, Cheyenne says, hi, hello, welcome to the live stream. Samantha says, I'm late, but I'm a fan. I will listen to this whole live once it goes off, Alex. Thank you, Samantha. I really appreciate it. I know you're a fan. I no hard feelings ever towards anyone that wants to. Guys, you, people that want to just talk about whatever they want to, it's fine. If you don't agree with me, that's fine too. I never get upset. I never get offended. We're all adults here, hopefully. So you guys can talk about anything you want. But it's the people that are directly insulting a guest or trying to be disruptive or just being rude for just to be like just disruptive basically that gets kicked off the channel. So don't be like shy to say whatever you want to say. Steel City, how's the weather? Is it rainy season there? Yes, right now it is raining. Usually most days for an hour or two, but this stops and it's fine after. It's kind of cool though because it drops the temperature a little bit. Memberships sound like fun and more personal experience. Can't wait. Yeah, it's already launched right now, Samuel. So I've already pinned the comment. I'll do it again. Um, let's go back up. But yeah, so if you guys are already donating anyways, you guys are buying super chat, super stickers, then I think the other way you get a lot more for what you're paying for. You can see a lot more. Like I've already posted some stuff on the members channel because people signed up. So I don't want to obviously ignore them. I can't wait to share even more behind the scenes for especially because I think they're the fun ones. Let's go back to Brian Roberts. Curious. Yeah, of course, Brian. That's what it was. Okay, I'm rambling on now. Um, I'm going to read a couple more things and we'll call this a night, guys. Samuel says, thank you, Samantha, being understanding. Nice first name, by the way. I get it. Samantha, Sam, Samantha, Samantha, Sam. That's just me being tired. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Please feel free to ask any question you have on the channel before I say goodbye. I want to say thank you for everybody that watched the stream, that's watching it at a later date, that's commented, that's subscribed, hit the bell notification. Thank you all for supporting it by buying super chat, super stickers. And thank you for just watching and not saying anything still. So yeah, that's it for me. If you have any last questions I can address. If not, I'll see you guys at tomorrow night's video. I have a fun video. At least it was really fun for me. We're going to stop with the interviews. I'm going to go on the streets of the Philippines and shop like a local. I'm going to hit the Cebu's biggest open air market. I'm going to go to see if I could buy some things like a local would, interact with some locals and show you guys some prices, compare them to the grocery stores and actually what you can get on the streets at a wet market, that kind of thing. So that's it, guys. Last words, nothing we got going on here. So yeah, I don't want to say goodbye ever. I just never know how to end these things, guys. It's weird to me. Feels like I'm on a call with my friends back home and nobody says goodbye back, kind of sad. I'm just joking. I'll see you guys tomorrow night at the regular video, Friday night, and Saturday morning with Aaron. I'll be sure to post everything in the community tab. Goodbye. Bye, everybody. See you guys. Bye.